Happy Thursday, Bear Squad. What is up? This is Polar Bear here, and we are going to go do some resets on Vent. Well, not resets, but we're going to update VentSoft because we did not do it on our the last time we were in. You should do it every single time, and what I did is the wrong way. This video is lightly sped up. It was 24 minutes long in its original form, and we worked it to 20 minutes long. Just a little bit faster than normal, but not too much faster than normal. So we get to go through and see everything done the way that it is to be done. So we're gonna go and move these two chairs out of the way, pull VentSoft up, and start doing some counting. In all reality, I could have actually filled a couple things up while we were here, and I didn't right off the bat. But we're going to move these two chairs out of the way, and then we're going to get into... Can't remember if I got into the snack machine first or the soda machine first. So we'll see what happens there. But get those out of the way. Soda machine first. Alright, let's get that door opened up. I think what's happening right now is I'm doing a lot of talking with them at the same time. He's asking if I have a spare $100, and I have $80, I think. Not quite $100. Not quite what I needed for that to work. Open sesame. So as you guys can see, we're still pretty full here. The only products that aren't completely full are products we're either out of, or in reality I probably could have filled the Mountain Dew a bit more than it already is. I don't have any Dr. Pepper right now. I gotta remember to get like 4 or 5 cases of Dr. Pepper when collection time comes. We had water. I'm actually glad that we didn't fill the water, because we wound up running completely out of water when I was on this run. We had Coke. We had root beer. We had ginger ale. But there's nothing we could have done about the lemonade. We're just going through and entering all the product from the machine. And wow, I need to clean the top of that machine. You see how dusty that was? Holy cow. Tire shops, guys. Dust galore. So that is another one we could have filled up. That right there is, well, we got surge in the back too. I could have filled the surge up. So there was some filling that I should have done here. I just didn't. We'll do it next weekend. Alright, we're running through and grabbing the stuff for the next account. or the next machine. I call it an account. It's the next machine. Can't remember what the conversation was here. I think it was something to do with commission on this location. I need to print out a commission report from Vensoft and give them their commission for July. I actually totally forgotten to do it. The commission on this location is 20% of the net earnings. So once the commission report is generated, I can just give them the paper and the money. This is a USI 3015A. This is wicked overkill for this location. I don't really need a machine quite this big. I pulled $1 out because I got a phone call from someone who had lost $1 in their machine, or in my machine. So I just gave it to them. He was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. But I definitely need to make sure you guys keep up on your commissions. I think I'm going to start doing my commissions every 15th, like in the middle of the month. We're going to count up these popcorners. I kind of like having the popcorners and the smart food right next to each other. Don't know why, just do. It is what it is. To each their own, I guess, right? And we'll pop through this. I wish you could see my screen a little bit better. Maybe I should get a tablet and start doing this on a tablet for you guys. Comments below, tablet or no tablet. I'm just curious. I think I might get a tablet. I want to know what you guys think. So this row has been devoured pretty good. This is actually our row that we use for expired product. These gummies are not expired, but I'm not using them anymore. I just don't sell enough of them for them to really be worth it for me. And we're plowing right through those. I think in the future these guys might lose. They might lose that because we're not, with the new method, we're really not getting expired product anymore. It's just not really happening. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure there'll be some expired product. I just don't think there's going to be enough to fill up a couple rows, which is good. You don't ever want to have expired product. You want to have as little of it as you possibly can. So we'll see how things play out. I think that whole row is going to go empty on us pretty soon, though. And now we're going to have to change pricing again. I lost count of which row I was on, so I had to count them and make sure I was on the right one. one all set. Time to pull out the third row. And I think this is the last row of 3-ounce chips we have at this location. We're going to start putting 1-ounce bags in here. We had some left over. I think these might expire. Oh, I can't remember the date on the expiration of these. These might expire at the end of August, so we might be putting all of those in the. We might be putting all of those in the shelf above it here soon. You want to make sure when you're going through and checking up on all this that you've got the right product in the right location. All of these bags in my Vensoft account are considered the same thing. I call them 3-ounce bags, all of them. He was just asking if I had an S10, and I owned an S10 a long time ago, but that's it. haven't really owned many trucks, to be honest with you. Most of the vehicles I've owned have always been cars. After a little bit of conversation, we finish up here. And move on to the first candy drawer, or candy shelf, whatever you want to call it. We've got 2 rows of Kit Kat, because these guys go through Kit Kat like crazy. So Skittles, again, are, in this particular location, they're not doing anything special, but they're moving. Twix moves way faster in this location than it does a lot of other locations. We've gone through quite a bit of Twix. Paydays, 4 days. Those things sell really well here. Alright, we're finished up with that shelf. We are going to move on to the second candy shelf here. And I can't remember how many Swedish fish I put in there, but I thought I put in quite a few. Maybe not. Maybe we ran out of Swedish fish or something. Or they just bought a whole bunch of Swedish fish. That's a possibility too. these I'm very specific with, and I make sure that because I buy them in the case by themselves, like Kit Kat comes in its own case, Reese's comes in its own case. Each one of these, except for Skittles comes as a variety pack, and Almond Joy and Mounds come as a variety pack. Everything else comes in its own case altogether. I was just watching I just saw something about a kid ordering all of his stuff from either Amazon or Walmart.com. And what do you guys think about doing a complete stock order from Amazon and Walmart? I'm kind of curious to see how it plays out. The only thing that I don't think I would do that with is the chips. I think chips I'll still go to BJ's for, but maybe we can get better prices that way. That's actually something else I could have filled up too. I could have filled up the peanut M&Ms, and I didn't. Stuff we'll get to next weekend. Next weekend we'll probably take a much longer day. I think I was done with this entire run by, I want to say like 2:30, 3-ish. I started it pretty early. I started it at like 7 a.m. It's an 8-hour shift. A lot of driving is the problem. Everything's so far apart. Alright, that's the last of that shelf. We're going to move on to the bottom shelf here. Holy cow, the ramen's almost gone. Jeez, these guys are plowing through the ramen like it's nothing. Well, that's good. While we're doing this last column, guys, wow, the beef ramen is like almost completely gone. While we're doing this last column, guys, make sure you go down in the description below, check out some of the links. If you guys want to talk to me on a regular basis, I now have a Facebook group for those of you who join the Patreon account. That way we can kind of keep in communication a little bit better. I charge $1 a month for the Patreon account. It helps me out significantly to make up for some of the time that I put into these videos. And really appreciate every bit of it. Ad revenue is volatile. I just want to remind everyone of that. You can lose it all at once. And I want to keep this channel going no matter what. So I really do appreciate those of you who have gone over there to help support the channel and communicate with me. A lot of you guys give me ideas, actually. Like, I try to help you, and it works out really, really well when everyone works together like that. I really do appreciate it. Once you're done with putting everything together here, you got to make sure that you close everything up. I actually came over and checked out. I haven't talked about this machine much at all. I wound up having to put a Raspberry Pi in this machine, which is it's a little microchip, and it allowed me to keep the pricing even if the machine gets turned off. So I got that working. I'm curious to see if it makes any sales in the next week. The machine has not been performing well at all. Now, the product, initially I was supposed to be walking through and selling that machine, but the product just, it's not a good machine. I wouldn't buy it personally. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Remember to love life and live your dreams. As always, peace out, Bear Squad.